Hi everybody, how y'all doing? I think we're live. I think Facebook takes a little while to come on, so I think I'm live. But I think it takes a couple seconds to come on once again. So, in this video, I want to talk about Capricorn. Alright, we're about to enter into Capricorn season. It is currently, hold on, let me get the thumbnail. Because I will post this on YouTube later, by the way, okay? So, okay. So, thank you for being here, by the way. Sorry, Facebook. I'm still getting used to going live on Facebook because I don't go live as often over here. So, but it's always chill whenever I go live on Facebook. So, thank you for just allowing me to be me. Make sure you follow my page, Lamarr Townsend Tarot, on Facebook. Make sure you also follow me on Twitch, Instagram, and iTunes, as well as I'm missing one. TikTok at Lamarr Townsend Tarot. Okay. The link will be in the description box below, the comment section below. Also, make sure that if you want a reading, my website is lamarrtownsendtarot.com, spelled just like my Facebook name, my channel names on YouTube, and things of that nature. I am a psychic, an energy channeler, a tarot reader, an astrologer, as well as a jewelry maker, and a sewer. So I sew face masks, I make bracelets, and I sew scarves. So if you would be interested in any of those things, check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. Thank you for being here. Make sure you like the video as well. Okay. So I want to talk about Capricorn. We're about to enter into Capricorn season. It's currently Sagittarius season. It's currently December 2020. So we're finally about to end 2020, the year 2020, the game-changing year, right? And happy birthday, Sagittarius. But I want to talk about Capricorn season. I'm actually a Capricorn, born during Sagittarius season. So I'm born December 27th, and December is technically the month of Sagittarius, so I'm on the cusp of Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius cusp Capricorn. And Capricorns are rock solid people. So if you want someone in your life that, is going to do what they say and say what they mean, you definitely want a Capricorn in your life, right? Capricorns are the types of people where they don't like to waste time. Capricorns are not time wasters, so they don't like to waste their time, and they definitely don't like to waste yours either. So when it comes to Capricorn, it's important to know, like, why you want to be in their life and why you are in their life. Like, it's kind of like know your place, because a Capricorn will know their place in your life. They will play their role. They're really good at playing a role, or playing their role in people's lives. So Capricorns are never going to intrude too far, or so far that they overstep your boundaries, because Capricorns are very, very protective of their boundaries. They can be very closed off people because of that. Capricorns, for example, are like the polar opposite of Cancer. Every zodiac sign has its polar opposite. The polar opposite of Capricorn is Cancer, and Cancers are very vulnerable people. And and when I say that, it's just, I mean, more so emotionally. I'm not saying, like, they're like, vulnerable to the point you can take advantage of them or anything like that, but they're very vulnerable people in the sense that they feel things very deeply, and sometimes they don't mind showing it. Sometimes they can't help but show you what they're really feeling, what they're really going through. Cancers, Capricorns are like the polar opposite. Capricorns could be going through hell, behind the scenes, but they would never show it. Capricorns are the types of people where, once again, if they're gonna, like, they do what they do what they say, and they mean, they do what they say, and they mean what they say. I think that's what I'm trying to say. They do what they say they're going to do, and they mean what they say, all right? So, and they're very responsible people too. So, like, a Capricorn will be going through hell and will still show up to work. will still do their jobs, will still, be the, the doting father, the doting wife, the helpful husband, the helpful wife, the helpful brother, sister, son, daughter, whatever they need to be, but they could still be going through their own personal hell behind the scenes, and they're still going to deal with that, all that stuff they're going through, and it's not easy, sometimes these are moments when you will, see a Capricorn, that closed off part of Capricorn happen where they become cold. Capricorns are often regarded as cold, but, I feel like sometimes the explanation of why they're cold, is never really taken into account because of, so many things that they have to be responsible for, people they have to be responsible to. Now, granted, a lot of those things are things that they put on their own plate, right? But that's how Capricorns show how they care, though. They show how they care by doing for people. They show how they care by making sure you're good. By making sure, like if they say they're going to take care of you, if they say they're going to do this for you and they're going to be consistent with it, they're going to do that. And they don't like to let people down. One thing you may notice about Capricorn is they really don't like to let people down, because they feel bad about themselves when they do. They feel like a failure sometimes. And sometimes Capricorns do have to understand that like you can't take on other people's problems, right? Like not everyone else's problems are your own. They're very family-oriented people, and the things with Capricorns is that family sometimes can be friends. Family sometimes can be, like, co-workers or whatever. They're very much, actual. Once you get close to them, once you let their, once you are able to see them with their guard down, they like are actually very loving people and genuine people as well, right? So, but not everyone gets to see that side of Capricorn. Once again, for the most part, they're like very closed off until they learn to trust you. And I think the most frustrating thing when it comes to other people who aren't Capricorns, who are trying to deal with a Capricorn, is, trying to force them to open up. This can be in any setting. This could be in a friend setting, like a relationship setting. This could be in a setting like... Can you guys hear me? I'm going to put on my earphones. I mean, I'm sure you could hear me, but... I just put on my earpods, so I'm wondering if you can hear me a little bit better now, or whatever. Or if the audio is, like, different. But, this could be in, like, a friend setting. This could be in a setting dealing with coworkers, family, whatever it is, and like the thing with Capricorns is like a Capricorn can know you all their life, and you still will go through this with a Capricorn, where like you're good one day and the next day like a Capricorn kind of closes off or shuts down or like becomes cold, and maybe you think it's about you, but it's really not about you. Maybe that Capricorn's just going through something, and then you make it about you, and then it becomes a thing. So you kind of like, the more you deal with a Capricorn, the longer you deal with a Capricorn, the more you understand their ways. They're kind of like a Cancer. They're moody sometimes, but they're moody in a different way than a Cancer. Remember, I always say when it comes to astrology, opposites have a lot in common, right? So Cancers are known to be very moody. Once again, they're like their water, their emotion. So they're going to always outwardly express their emotional energy, right? Hi, whoever's in the room. But when it comes to Capricorns, not so emotionally expressive, all right? So when it comes to a Capricorn, they are moody, but it's going to be more passive-aggressive, right? It's going to be in a more passive-aggressive way. And then that's when you don't want to get on the Capricorn's bad side, typically, right? So, that's the thing about Capricorns. And, I would say the best thing when it comes to them, too, is to, sometimes you just need to give them space. Even if it is about you, the best thing you can do is to give... I have clients come to me all the time because I have so many videos on my YouTube about Capricorns. I have so many clients come to me all the time about Capricorns, and I'm always like, like, especially when there's issues with the Capricorn in their life, I'm always like, the best thing to do is to give this dude, this girl, this woman, this whatever, this guy space. Like, You know, Capricorns need space. You know, they do value their alone time. They do value the ability to be in their own space, their own comfort zone. Remember, they're like Cancer, all right, the polar opposite. They like the ability to be in their own comfort zone. And in Cancer's case, it would be, you know, to be emotional, right? You know, and whatever emotional looks like. Sometimes emotional isn't always crying and being soppy. Sometimes emotional is just investing in yourself, watching your favorite movie, you know, just chilling on, you know, in your home, you know, and not worrying about what you look like. And like, that's Cancer. Capricorn is more so like, you know, they like to be alone and think. They like to be alone and be productive, you know, like to, you know, plan and things like that. Like, that's a Capricorn. So you kind of need to give them space to do that. The issue is that when people give Capricorn space, or when Capricorn needs too much space, people start to think, oh my God, are they planning without me? Are they thinking without me? It's like, you know, give them that space to do that, right? They need to do that, you know, and often when you give them that space to do that, they come like with new ideas, or, you know, like, you know, they come with, you know, a new energy, a new perspective. So, you know, it's good to give them space. It's really good, you know. So if you want a friendship, a relationship, whether it be marriage, romantic, friendship, or family, you know, give a Capricorn space. Be comfortable with giving Capricorn space. I would say for me, the best relationships I have when it comes to friends, romantic, or even family are people who understand, like, you know, I need space, and they don't take it personally. You know, the ones who take it personally, I have issues with. Typically, we have issues with as Capricorns, right? So that's one thing about Capricorns. As we all know, Capricorns are hard workers. I mean, Capricorn rules the 10th house, which is ruled by Saturn. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn rules our career, professional destiny, and our status in society. Saturn also rules the past. So Capricorns have good memory. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that about them, but they have really, really, really good memories. They remember stuff from the past. That is Saturn. I think sometimes people also forget that Saturn is a very cerebral. I always say Saturn's very cerebral, meaning it's very like in their head energy. Capricorns are very in their head, always thinking, always planning, always plotting, but they have really good poker faces, so you would never be able to tell. And that's also the thing with them too, is that you really can't ever tell what they're thinking or what they're feeling, you know, or like what they're going through, because they have good poker faces. Now, if you're really in tune with the Capricorn's energy and you understand Capricorn energy, you know, or you've been around a Capricorn, or around Capricorn energy for a long time, you're able to pick up on the clues of when a Capricorn is going through something. Typically, you know, the first sign is that they pull back. You know, if a Capricorn pulls back emotionally, you know, engaging wise, that typically means something may be wrong, right? You know, but it's all about how you move through that energy. You know, how do you address that energy? You know, so it's really difficult, you know, sometimes dealing with Capricorn energy. It's all about patience and being really able to read the signs and the clues, and reading between the lines, which is difficult for a lot of people and is frustrating. I understand. Trust me, I hear about it in the readings all the time. Um, Capricorn can be very psychic. Once again, Saturn rules the 10th house, so Saturn is the father. Saturn does rule fatherhood. All right. Saturn does also rule karma, debt, illness, bones, and teeth. All right. Which is interesting because when we pass away, you know, what is the one thing that, unless we're cremated, right? What's the one thing that tends to last, what seems like forever, is bones and teeth. You know, the flesh, the organs decay, you know, within a couple years probably, you know, or whatever, but the bones seem to last a long time in the teeth. You know, I mean, there's a reason why, you know, 10,000, you know, we find skulls and bones from 10,000, you know, eons ago, right? There's something there when it comes to Capricorn. I think that speaks to how really strong Capricorns are, and how much they have to endure in their life, but yet how silent they are too, and how much of their presence is needed and is prominent at the same time, right? Because it's through those same bones that, you know, millions of years down the line we find them. We're able to actually find information about whatever, you know, whatever the bones are, you know, the creatures of the bone, you know, and then we can figure out about the time frame and what life was like back then. There's so much information we can find through just bones and teeth, right? I mean, think about it, you know, when it comes to forensic, you know, stuff like that, you know, that Scorpio energy, you know. So like, and I think Capricorns like innate come into the world and like innately feeling that, like they feel like they're important, they know they're important, you know, innately deep down, but it's not always reflected back to them by the world sometimes that they're important, you know, whether it be in the home, whether it be in society or whatever. Um, but also they just like don't always feel appreciated. Sometimes Capricorns, you know, do feel taken for granted, or people will, you know, like, oh, Capricorn can deal with it, you know. So Capricorns is like the sign of the like the silent struggle. I say they struggle silently, and they tend to struggle, you know, gracefully as well. You know, everyone struggles, so I'm not saying, you know, it's just Capricorn that struggles, you know, but there's a reason why they age backwards too. They come into this lifetime, you know, kind of having the odds against them in some way, you know, and as they age, they just learn how to better deal with that energy. It's almost like they come into the world, they're young, you know, they figure out the odds are against them at a young age, and it depresses them, you know, it really, you know, does a number on them at a young age, but then as they get older, it's like it's like they laugh at it, you know. Oh, the odds are against me. Ha 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 ha. You know, I'll show you. Like that's Capricorn as they get older. You know, and you know, they tend to be trailblazers as they get older because they're so. By then, they're so wise and they've been through it all. You know, but you would never know because they have such good poker faces. You know, and they tend to be humorous too as well because you know they're kind of like Sagittarius in that you know they're able to find humor. It's more of a dark humor, more similar to Scorpio, but like witty like a Sagittarius, I would say, at the same time. If that makes sense. Like that's Capricorn humor. It can be an acquired taste. It can also be very intelligent and can go over people's heads. Kind of like Dorothy Spornak from Golden Girls. That's like Capricorn humor, I would say. So, alright, you guys, this is my video on Capricorn. Hi, Miriam. I see your comment. All right, you guys, thank you for being here. I don't know what time it is where you are, but it's like 3 a.m. here. But I figured I'd come on and I would like just talk about Capricorn for a little bit on Facebook. So thank you all for allowing me to talk a little bit about Capricorn. Remember, if you want a reading from me, my website is lamarrtownsendtarot.com. I am available for readings and I would love to read for you. I will see you in the next video. Make sure you follow me on Facebook. Make sure you like me on Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and all my other platforms. And I'll see you in the next one. Love and light.